Hello, everybody. You're on the mic. And on today's episode, I'm going to give some convention updates and some convention and programming updates to the channel here as it would appear as we get a little deeper into the summer here, July and August, you're starting to see some conventions some that were postponed from earlier, like Anime Matsuri, for example. Are starting to looks like they are starting to become active again, in spite of the whole pandemic situation. um so at least from what I understand, some of them are starting to become active again, are going to be going on, maybe with some adjustments due to the social distancing and all that. But we might actually have some live cons coming up. Um So obviously, I'll be covering those, and maybe depending upon what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is that as we get more like into the second half of July and August, more and more conventions are becoming more active again. So probably starting in July, I probably will start doing the anime convention previews again. Those premieres, I'll probably start doing those again, as it looks like, at least to some extent, the conventions are starting to go more live. Um, Among some other news as well in regards to that, it has been confirmed that Vic will be going to a con called Ultraman in the week after the new date for Anime Matsuri. Anime Matsuri, which was originally scheduled for this past week in July 9th and 12th, was postponed and was rescheduled to be taking place the weekend of August 20th to the 23rd. Um, so that's when it will be taking place. I'll have more information as we get closer to that. There's also a petition, a change.org petition going on right now to try to get Vic invited to Anime Matsuri again this year. So everybody knows he was there last year. Now there was a petition, and I have the link below with the um, other links I've already signed it. Nick Ricciuto was the first one to make everybody aware of it. I know Come Geek Some also is making people aware of it. So if you want to check the link below, if you haven't signed the petition yet, even if you're not going to go to Anime Matsuri, it would help to try to get him there to show them that yes, people want him there. I'm sure that the Anime Matsuri organizers already know that, but I would hope that you'd want to help him out with that. So yeah, so it looks like starting in July here, more and more. Not now, granted, doesn't mean every convention's opening up. Some of course have already canceled. Others have been postponed, and starting in July, though, you have some that are still open and still probably will have some adjustments. Some social distancing adjustments and all that going on. So, so hopefully, people will start being able to go to cons again, following the recommendations by the CDC. So, with that, so in summation, it does look like conventions are going live again. Really picking up, starting up in July. Some of them have actually already are still live here in June. As for the programming notes here on my channel, as for the programming updates on my channel here, I will most likely start up the anime convention previews again in July as more and more cons are starting to become live. So that's about as much on the convention updates as I can give right now. So without no further ado, let's move on Oh, also, don't forget, as I said, I've added the petition link in my link section. If you want to help Vic get the Anime Matsuri, I'll probably talk a little bit more about that when I start talking more about the um, when I get to the links part. So, without no further ado, let's move on to some other news. Today is June the 18th, 2020. So let's look to see what's happened on this date in Nietzsche history. So on this date in Nietzsche, on June 18th, first off, going back to 1999, which was of course 21 years ago, Walt Disney Pictures released into theaters the animated film Tarzan, the 1999 animated film Tarzan, the film based on Edgar Rice Burroughs' um, story Tarzan and the Apes, that also did also eventually uh, it eventually did spawn the, I think, 99, 2000, 2001 Tarzan cartoon of the time. This as noted here, this is the um, only animated film adaptation of the story. Of course, it gave us, of course, the Phil Collins song, um, "In My Heart." So on this date, 21 years ago, 1999, Walt Disney Pictures released the released the 1999 American animated adaptation of Tarzan. And moving on to 2003 here. So moving ahead 4 years to 2003, which was of course 17 years ago today. On this date in 2003, Dark Horse Comics released on the newsstands the first issue of The Goon. On this date, in 2003, the first issue of The Goon was released on the newsstands by Dark Horse Comics. Would last for 44 issues in 2003 to, I believe, what was it, 2013. So over 10 years, they would produce 44 issues. The first of which was on this date in 2003. Moving on then, on this date in 2005, at a Ring of Honor show, CM Punk would beat Austin Aries for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Um, on this date in 2005, CM Punk would defeat Austin Aries in for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. See if there's any more information on that part show. So obviously, this was a time, long before he entered the WWE, as he was still honing his craft. He and Austin Aries were both honing their craft in Ring of Honor. Um, but this is one of the first times that he would be recognized as a world champion. So on this date in 2005, 15 years ago, CM Punk would defeat Austin Aries for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And finally, on this date in 2008, the Inuyasha manga would conclude. On this date in 2008, the Inuyasha manga would conclude its run in Weekly Shonen Sunday, which started back in November of 1996. So it would end a 12-year run on this date. Inuyasha Feudal Fairy Tale would end its manga run on this date in 2008. So with all that being said, if you guys want to check the links below, as I mentioned earlier, there is a change.org petition going on, started up to try to help Vic get invited to Anime Matsuri this year. If you want to check it out and sign it, the link's there. Also, you want to contact me directly, my Discord link is in there. You can go there, check out the Discord, and join the Discord if you'd like. You can direct message me there. Also, I'm still promoting a bunch of different dub companies, as you know, there's a lot of work out there if you guys want to check out as well. Also, I'm still promoting, of course, Vic's GoFundMe. As always, guys, never feel like you have to donate. If you have the means to, it's on your heart to do so, please consider donating. If you've already donated, please consider donating again. And if you cannot donate, you can still help out the cause by sharing the link. Sharing is caring. You never know. Maybe somebody in your circle of friends may want to help out after seeing this. You never know. And if you like this content, I ask that you please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I always look forward to the conversations with you guys, as long as they're civil and respectful. And with that, also don't forget that tomorrow will be the next VA profile premiere. This week I'll be highlighting Emily Bauer, best known for as being the English voice of Dawn from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Hopefully you guys will come by and check that out tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow regardless, because obviously I'll be doing my next episode of On the Mic as well. So with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.